My name is Cici Lu, and I am the founder for VanLink Partners. So VanLink is actually a bridge between traditional finance to Web3 space. The reason I created this company is a consultancy via education and providing advisory services to address a need for adequate understanding in this financial innovation. There's so much of information out there and there's so much speculation out there as we see the recent market condition, a lot of investors being hurt by a lot of these centralized platforms. So I think education is quite important, and also advocating the technology behind such innovation, because both traditional finance and also like a decentralized finance concept can create a more financial inclusion for the world. Because this space actually growing really, really fast. In the last few years, a lot of institutions are wait and see, but now, everyone is planning to have their own department to look into the digital asset space, because, like, for example, from the institutional banking perspective, a lot of supranational banks and first-tier banks are issuing bonds on blockchains such as Ethereum or some private blockchains. Particularly, the use cases are in like sustainability-linked bonds because of creating efficiency, and also it just is part of the financial innovation. And then from corporate banking perspective, more than like 90 countries are looking into CDBC to enhance cross-border payment. So the banks inevitably have to provide such a service. And then from private wealth perspective, there are more and more investors, maybe not the recent month, but there are more and more investors are demanding such access to such a asset class, which is digital asset. And I think having banks, clearly with everything happening in the market now, having banks providing this become an access layer for investors is quite important for investor protection. That comes down to the adoption for blockchain, I think can solve this problem. A lot of the issue with ESG data is the quality of data. By allowing enterprises like factories or companies adopting blockchain technology with a smart contract, it creates a more trustworthy, transparent, and immutable, traceable data. I think these attributes are very much needed for quality of data. So more and more enterprises adopting blockchain technology, it means it will inevitably help the quality of data. So blockchain has two different kinds. One is a public blockchain, one is a private blockchain. So for example, for the public blockchain, there's a public blockchain called Cassava. It's quite similar concept of Ethereum that everyone's more familiar with. So in Africa, there's 1 billion users on the Cassava blockchain. What it does is there's a concept of participation as identity. So users have a wallet, like, this crypto wallet that they use, that they own the data, they own the activities, they are interacting with that blockchain. So as a result, the blockchain recognizes the participation and giving these people an identity on the blockchain. And this is important for areas like Africa, when they don't have the luxury like what we have. We have an NRIC, and the government honors this ID. We can use it for everything. But the reality is a big portion of the population in the world, their ID from their own government is not always easily to be obtainable or has integrity. So having that access on the blockchain with your participation, which is your equal, your wallet address on the blockchain is all equal. So it creates identity that very much needed for these people. And also as a result, they will be able to access certain financial services on the blockchain that in comparison what they would have in the real world, it just gives them a more avenue to access to finance. For the private blockchain, there's also more and more use cases with private blockchain that private blockchain means you need the permission. So a lot of banks in the future getting onto the blockchain will be most likely private blockchain. There's a project called the MicroConnect. It's actually a private blockchain that reduces the operational cost. They helps become a platform for international funding to the grassroots economy of China to fund thousands or millions of stores in China. By using the blockchain and smart contract technology, they are able to have that level of operation and without human intervention of signing up, like having an auditing, bookkeeping, this scale of work. The education element is very important because there are a lot of misconception about digital asset. When you're interacting with people from traditional finance background, often you still hear people as understanding level is at that Bitcoin's electricity consumption level. And then you also have on the other spectrum of investors are speculating for this asset class to use that as almost get rich quick scheme, right? So education is very important. That's why I created the Van Link to provide this education for this new asset class. Digital asset or blockchain or smart contract technologies, they're not magic. But then I think it provides an avenue and the work job opportunities for many young people, especially from developing regions, to learn the coding, to create something that's on the blockchain, is decentralized a concept that is for them, they believe is a sustainable future for themselves. And I think that's great, like creating a job opportunity for them. Yeah, so I really appreciate this is the second year that FX and Fixed Income Summit including digital asset as one of the conversations. It shows the pioneer and leadership in this space, and also really appreciating this interview that allow me to advocating the importance of education and the importance of an adequate understanding of digital assets, what it can do for everyone.